Hello team. Just want to give you an update on the progress with the construction of the simulated synovial joint that I've been working on. And just to give you a little history on where this came from, 2008. Just to remind you again, with my models I start with real cadaveric bone. And with this cadaveric bone we've got no cartilage in the facet joint. So what I did was I took a cast of the real bone, and with the cast of the real bone it's roughened. So I recreated the polished surface. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not too sure. Maybe not. But anyways, that's a polished surface. And then in the construction of a little synovial capsule that I was making for demonstrating the more realistic components associated with the facet joint, I constructed the synovial capsule, elastomeric. I put it on there and it went pop, and I was like, oh my goodness, it went pop. And then for the sake of ease of production, what I did was then I constructed these little suction cups about 10 mil in diameter, and now when you put the suction cup on the facet joint, it creates an audible release noise. All right, so with that, then that's where the study continued to move. Well, that's when the study moved forward, when I contacted Greg Kotchuk, and you could see that there's a publication associated with what we saw with in vivo MRI. So what I've done here recently is bought a hand. I've got a metacarpal phalangeal joint. This is the first metacarpal phalangeal joint. Again, recreated the polished surface on the articulating surface here on the end of the bones. Sculpted a structure to fit between the joint. I'm trying to simulate the synovial joint, in particular the capsule, but most interestingly the synovial fold. And I don't know if you can see that. I'll give you a macro shot here of this. But this was sculpted. Then, so this tissue, you can see it's critical that there's a synovial fold involved, so it actually kind of involutes or indents like an hourglass. Then what I've done is create a mold of that. So this is an elastomeric copy of the hardened master here. Then what I did was now I've got to work on building one side and the other of the synovial joint. And what I did was I constructed this here, and when this is placed on it creates an audible release noise. So very similar in acoustics. So now I've got to build a sort of a double-sided component, one on the metacarpal side and then one on the phalangeal side, and we're going to marry those together, and we should have a synovial joint here that's, or at least a simulated synovial joint without synovial fluid. And the principles that we're learning associated with the suction cup, I think, is going to help explain the noise generator associated with this synovial fold release.